Set. Oh.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ran down, the bombs bursting in air, yet it proved through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Right turn. March.
Good afternoon, New York City, and good afternoon to the families, leaders, and partners who have come from across the country. Today, in the heart of Times Square, we gather for the 4th annual National Fentanyl Prevention and Awareness Day, a day born from tragedy, sustained by courage, and driven by the unshakable love of families determined to save others from the same fate. This year, our theme is a single word that carries us forward: hope. This day is dedicated to honoring the lives stolen by fentanyl poisoning, standing with the families forever changed, and warning the American people about the deadliest drug crisis our nation has ever faced. It is a day to share the truth, to educate our communities, and to light the way forward with hope. Hope that together we can save lives. Let us be clear. This day is not a day for politics. This is not a day for division. National Fentanyl Prevention and Awareness Day is a day of unity, compassion, and of hope, standing stronger than fear. This is a bipartisan effort where every American, regardless of party, position, or background, can stand together with one mission: to save lives. We are here to urge our government agencies, federal, state, and local, to keep working toward a fentanyl-free nation. We are here to thank the men and women in law enforcement, public health, and community leadership who have answered the call to stand with families. Today, we mark a moment in history as grieving families, grassroots leaders, and our nation's top federal agencies stand shoulder to shoulder against the most lethal drug scourge America has ever seen. We stand not just in grief, but in hope. Hope that our work will prevent another family from standing where we stand now. Hope that our nation will act decisively and compassionately to end this scourge. We remember the loved ones taken from us far too soon. We warn of the dangers still claiming lives every day, and we unite in action, in hope, and in unwavering determination to end this crisis once and for all. Together, today, we stand. You are not alone. We are a nation united by hope, and together we will save lives. We understand that today can be very emotional for everybody. If anybody finds themselves during this press conference or during our time here in Times Square to be very emotional and they're struggling, over at the Facing Fentanyl table is Partnerships to End Addiction, and they are here to offer their services if anybody needs it during this time. Thank you.
Welcome to the 4th Annual National Fentanyl Prevention and Awareness Day. 4 years ago, I made a phone call to DEA headquarters. I called my friend John Delana. I said I needed a little help getting something together in New York City. He said, I'm going to make a phone call to Frank Tarantino. He'll take care of everything you need. Don't worry, Andrea. This is our 3rd year in New York City, a place we were told that we could never stand like this. We're here now. Your voice is loud. We make a difference. And we thank our men and women of DEA for bringing us into the city, finding the support that we need, and helping us every step of the way. Families, this is Mr. Frank Tarantino.
Good morning. As Andrea said, my name is Frank Tarantino, and I'm the Special Agent in charge of the Drug Enforcement Administration's New York Division. I want to thank Andrea Thomas of Facing Fentanyl and Voices for Awareness, Jaime Puerta of Victims of Illicit Drugs, Michael Fiore, the Black Poster Project, and the Ladder Foundation, as well as our DEA team and everybody else that made today possible. Thank you all for being here today. A tidal wave of overdose deaths and poisonings have rained down on the United States of America. This death and destruction has been primarily caused by Mexico and China. The Chinese criminal groups and Mexican cartels are responsible for the mass production and supplying of the vast majority of fentanyl, powder and pills, and methamphetamine that is floating into the United States at catastrophic and record rates and killing Americans. My message to you today is we are turning the tide on overdose deaths and poisonings, but not the page. I want to begin on this National Fentanyl Prevention and Awareness Day by acknowledging something we haven't been able to say nearly enough in recent years. Overdose deaths are declining. We have gone from 112,919 American lives lost in 2023 to 84,076 in a 12-month period ending in October of 2024, a 25% decrease. This is the largest percentage decrease in the history of this ongoing opioid crisis. This is no small accomplishment. It reflects the tireless efforts and dedication of our DEA special agents, task force officers, intelligence analysts, diversion investigators, healthcare workers, first responders, community organizations, harm reduction advocates, policymakers, but most importantly, those in recovery, their families, and the families of the lost. Lives have been saved because of all of them, because of all of you. Families have been spared the unbearable grief, and our communities have experienced, even if ever so slightly, a shift towards healing. This is real progress, and we should take a moment to recognize it, because hope matters. The DEA and its leaders are the dealers in that hope. But let me be clear. This is not the end of the opioid crisis. It is not even the beginning of the end. We are at best at the end of the beginning. Because for all the lives saved, there are still too many lives lost. For every barrier that we have broken down, for every obstacle that we have overcome, whether it be in access to medication-assisted treatment, stigma, or harm reduction, there are others still standing. Synthetic opioids, new drug combinations, the cartels, technology, and social media continue to fuel this opioid epidemic. We will not allow our early progress to breed complacency. We now have momentum, and that is when we must double down. We must do more. The DEA is laser-focused and committed to relentlessly pursuing those responsible for causing the most harm in our communities, and we will hold them accountable. We will continue our global pursuit forward mindset with our law enforcement partners to eliminate those criminal drug trafficking networks responsible for supplying fentanyl and other dangerous drugs that are killing our young people and harming our communities. This is the long fight, but we are turning the tide. Let us honor this progress, not with celebration alone, but with a renewed commitment. Because for all the work we have done, we are not finished. We still have work to do. This is a fight to save lives. Join us in that fight. Thank you.
I have a short message of gratitude and hopefully understanding from our families. DEA has supported us. Now everyone else is coming to the table. We don't call out for them. They call us now. Our fine men and women of CBP reached out to us in support this year. We have high-level government officials that did everything they could to try to be here today. A flyover was planned. It was unbelievable to me to know that so many people stand with us now. Our families know how important our national security and just the day-to-day tasks in our government are. There was another calling today, so our plans changed. But our families are here. Our angels are here. And we have much support from our New York Police Department, our CBP, our DEA, and so many fine partners around our nation that come here to stand with us. I would like to introduce to you now the City of New York's Deputy Mayor Daughtry.
Good afternoon, everyone.
It's an honor to stand here in the heart of New York City on National Fentanyl Prevention and Awareness Day, alongside families, advocates, and public safety partners from across the nation. Thank you to the organizers, to the families who have turned the unimaginable loss into action, and all the agencies and organizations here are dedicated to saving lives. Today's theme, United in Prevention, United for Change, is not just a word, it's a commitment. Fentanyl is the deadliest drug our country has ever faced, and it takes lives indiscriminately in every neighborhood and across every background. In New York City, we saw how quickly fentanyl infiltrated not just the opioid supply, but other drugs as well, making every use of a potential deadly encounter. This crisis is not just about numbers. It's about our sons and our daughters, our friends and our neighbors whose lives were stolen far too soon. In New York City, our approach brings law enforcement, health professionals, educators, community leaders to the same table to share information, to coordinate responses, and to build prevention strategies that save lives. From the NYPD to the Office of the Chief Medical Examiners and our public safety health agencies, we are all aligned, sharing data, resources, and expertise. And all are focused on one single goal, to save lives. Our strategy in New York is very, very clear. We are attacking this epidemic from every front: prevention, intervention, and aggressive law enforcement. On the prevention front, we are expanding access to life-saving tools like Narcan and fentanyl test strips, ensuring that every New Yorker has the chance to save a life when seconds matter. On the intervention front, we are connecting people struggling with substance use disorders to treatment, housing, and wraparound support, because recovery must remain an open door, not a dead end. And on the enforcement, let me be very, very clear. We are relentlessly targeting the criminals and the traffickers and who profits from poisoning our communities. In close partnership with our federal partners, our law enforcement teams are seizing records amount of fentanyl, dismantling traffic pipelines, and holding criminals accountable. We are working hand in hand with our federal partners, including the DEA, the CBP, Homeland Security, and the Department of Justice, because traffickers don't respect borders, and neither can our response. We are sending a very clear message. If you put fentanyl on our streets, if you profit from other people's deaths and addiction, you will be caught and you will face justice. The truth is, the truth is, no city, no state, no agency can win this fight alone. But together, we can turn the tide. Every connection to treatment, every drug dealer behind bars where they belong, every life saved brings us closer to a fentanyl-free future. To the families here today, your courage was what fuels this movement. You have used your voices to make sure the world does not turn away from this epidemic, and we stand with you here, in grief, and in action, and in hope. Let's honor those lives that we lost, not just with words, but with action and work. The work that relentlessly unites us and has driven the belief that every single life saved is a victory. Together we will turn hope into action, and we will honor this commitment by keep fighting. And together we will save lives. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. We would like to present our DEA, our New York DEA.
You know this was coming?
With a token of gratitude for your steadfast support of families impacted by fentanyl, and for standing with us in a moment of history when our nation faces its deadliest drug crisis. Your partnership brings hope, strength, and a voice to those we have lost. Together we fight for change. our Department of Homeland Security, HSI, CBP, so many that stand together with us today. We close ranks here. Today we're all one. John Modlin, Acting Deputy Commissioner of U.S. Customs and Border Protection, has stepped up to stand with our families. We welcome him to the podium.
Thank you.
I think that your director, Frank Russo, or Francis Russo, is maybe going to say a word or two.
Yeah, I'll bring it up after. Thanks. Hey, good morning, everyone. As stated, I'm John Modlin, Deputy Commissioner for U.S. Customs and Border Protection, and it's my great honor to be here representing the 67,000 employees of Customs and Border Protection. As many of you are aware, that includes the 20,000 U.S. Border Patrol agents that are out every day patrolling the border, the Customs and Border Protection officers who are all around here, our Air and Marine contingent, our scientists, our folks that work in the trade environment, all to keep bad people and bad things outside the United States. Obviously, one of the great sort of troubles that we have is with fentanyl. As the administrator from the DEA said, it's absolutely coming in from China and from Mexico. Since January of this year, CBP has seized 6,000 pounds of fentanyl. To give you an idea, that's 600 million doses. Thank you. But I think more importantly, that's 380 million lethal doses. That's enough to kill every person in the United States. That's just since January of this year. Every single person in the United States. So just amazing work that Customs and Border Protection is out there doing every day. And what I think is incredibly important too, and the DEA administrator touched on it, is that it is the cartels that are bringing this poison into the United States. Back in February, the cartels were named as foreign terrorist organizations, and that is the greatest help from an enforcement side that we've seen in years. This now gives us the ability to put consequences against those people, anyone that's involved in this, whether they are the folks in Mexico that are synthesizing the drug, they're the people that are bringing it across the borders, the people that are moving it within inside the United States. They are all providing material support to terrorist organizations. And with our partners, we will go after all of them. And I think probably the thing that I would be remiss if I did not talk about is looking out and seeing all the faces. It is absolutely heartbreaking. As I was standing back there, I was looking across at Nathaniel Mendoza. Just heartbreaking to see a 10-year-old victim of fentanyl. So most importantly, what I want to say is God bless you, the Mendoza family. God bless all the survivors that are here, and just please know that CBP is with all of you. Thank you. I'm sorry, and I do have to introduce Frank Russo, the local CBP head. Sorry, Frank.
Thank you, John. I appreciate that. To Andrea Thomas, thank you so much for inviting us today. To Special Agent in Charge, Frank Tarantino from the DEA, thank you again. And to Kaz Daughtry, the Deputy Mayor. Such an honor to be here today. In a few weeks, we are going to remember the events of 9/11, the tragic events of 9/11. And when I think back to those tragic events, I think about the fact that law enforcement has done so much to ensure that another attack of that magnitude never happens again on this country. Well, the fentanyl crisis in this country is just like 9/11, except it's every day that we're dealing with this. And seeing all the faces of those who have tragically died as a result of the fentanyl epidemic truly reminds me of like the 9/11 attacks and what we must do. And Frank Tarantino mentioned that we are early in this fight. Like he said, it's the first inning of this fight. We need to attack it the way we attack the 9/11 threat. We need to be relentless in making sure that all of us remember what happened that caused 9/11 and how we have to work as partners with the DEA, with NYPD, with the mayor's office, and with all of our federal and local partners to ensure
that those numbers continue to go down, and we will not be happy until they are at zero. God bless you all. You inspire us all to do the work that we do. We are happy to be here today. Thank you very much.
We'd like to present our U.S. Customs and Border Patrol with this token of thanks from Facing Fentanyl. Their team went above and beyond for us this year, coming in with our other federal partners and uniting us. So we appreciate you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Solidarity across agencies is so very important. Just like our families unite, together we stand here, they stand with us. Our DEA, our CBP, our HSI, NTS, and our NYPD. We thank them so much. We also thank Senator Grassley, who runs our drug caucus. Senator Grassley put a PSA out. Oh, there's our angels, the reason we're here. He put a PSA out this morning recognizing our families, and we still stand behind him. We'll continue every day for fentanyl legislation and so much help that he assists with our families. Can I have the Mendoza family please come up and stand with us? Today, as we gather for National Fentanyl Prevention and Awareness Day, I want to begin by acknowledging the depth of love and grief that fills this sacred space. Every family here and countless more across our nation stands in the shadow of unimaginable loss. We come carrying names, the faces, the laughter, and the dreams of the sons and daughters, brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers, friends and neighbors we have lost to fentanyl poisoning. Each life taken is not a number. Each life is an entire world, forever missed, forever loved, forever irreplaceable. And because of them, our nation is not the same. This is a solemn moment in history. We're living the deadliest drug crisis our country has ever known. The numbers are staggering, and behind every number is a story of love, of joy, of promise cut short, a story like Nathaniel's. Nathaniel was just 10 years old. 10 years old, still a child, full of innocence, wonder, and possibility. His life should have been about playing outside with friends, finding new passions, imagining who he might grow up to be. Instead, fentanyl stole all of that in an instant. His family, like so many of ours, now carries an unfillable void. Nathaniel's story is unbreakable, but it's why we're here. Because Nathaniel's life matters, all of our children's lives matter. Their stories must live on, not only as memories we hold close, but as a call to action that demands we continue to fight. Their stories are the reason we will never stop. We often say that our beloved ones are now our army of angels, and I believe that with all my heart. Though their voices are silent here on earth, they echo in every act of advocacy, in every effort to educate, in every moment we reach one more person with the truth. They are guiding us. We're just the legs. They are strengthening us. They are reminding us that even in the depths of grief, there can be purpose. This year, our theme is hope. Hope does not mean turning away from the devastation. Hope does not erase the tears we've cried or the chairs left empty at our table. Hope means that in the middle of our heartbreak, we choose to believe change is possible. Hope is the light that refuses to be extinguished, even when the darkness feels overwhelming. Hope is Nathaniel's name spoken aloud. Say it. Nathaniel. Hope is every parent who finds the courage, even while broken, to tell their child's story so another child might be spared. Hope is every community that comes together to raise awareness, to educate, and to protect. Hope is to every first responder, every teacher, every neighbor, and every friend who learns, who carries naloxone, who speaks up, and who acts. Hope means we will never give up. To the families here today, your courage is extraordinary. You have turned grief into action. You have turned heartbreak into fuel for change. You have shown this nation that even shattered hearts can speak with power. We did not choose to stand here. But now that we're here, we won't be silent. Everyone hold up your posters and say their names. Ashley. We don't forget any of you, and we will continue to tell your story. Fentanyl has changed everything in our lives, but together we will change this nation. Our angels did not die in vain. Their stories are saving lives. Their stories are reaching young people who need to hear the truth. Their stories are shifting communities and shaping policy. Every time we speak their names, every time we fight for awareness, every time we stand together, we are carrying hope forward. You did that. Let us carry Nathaniel's name and the names of all of our angels into the future. Let us honor their memory by building a world where fewer families know this type of pain. Let us declare with one voice that our love is stronger than fentanyl. Our unity is greater than despair, and our hope will outshine the darkness of this crisis. Today we remember. Today we mourn. But most of all, today we choose hope. Because hope is how we honor our angels. Hope is how we protect the next generation. And hope is how we ensure that love, not fentanyl, has the final word. Our families have built a foundation that's unbreakable. We've put prevention and awareness everywhere we can. People know what fentanyl is now. They still don't think it can happen to them, but more people know about it than they did when many of us lost our children and had not even heard of it. Today, you give us a platform for the next steps. I'd like to introduce Kamal Barwani. He's going to make a launch for the next steps.
Thank you, Andrea. Good afternoon, everyone. Families, advocates, government leaders, community leaders, members of the media, and friends who have gathered here at the crossroads of the world. It's an honor to stand before you on this bright and cool summer day as we mark a milestone in our fight against the fentanyl crisis. Today is Facing Fentanyl's 4th year here in Times Square. That's quite a testament to the power of community, to the courage of families who refuse to lose hope, and to every partner who has joined hands with us in those 4 years. We've raised our voices, shared our stories, and demanded change. We've watched as the conversation shifted from hushed whispers to public outrage. And we've seen real progress. This year alone, fentanyl-related deaths have dropped significantly. That's not just a statistic. That's kids coming home from school, fathers coming home from work, mothers tucking children into bed, and siblings planning their futures together. Lives saved, futures preserved. Around 20,000 lives alone this year are saved And that progress belongs to each of you. Every volunteer who handed out naloxone, every social media share that spread our message, every parent who shared their tragic story, and every policymaker who listened. But make no mistake, this is not the time to rest. If we ease off the accelerator now, these gains will slip through our fingers. Even as we speak, new forms of even deadlier synthetic drugs have entered into the United States. Today, I'm calling on all of us, government officials, educators, health professionals, faith leaders, community champions, to double down on 4 critical points. First, we need to attack the supply of synthetic drugs. We must starve criminal networks of their deadly merchandise. This means equipping law enforcement with the forensics, intelligence sharing, data sharing, and international cooperation to trace and intercept shipments at the source. Second, we need to increase awareness. Education is our first line of defense. We need targeted public service announcements across social media and online platforms. We must integrate mandatory training on fentanyl risks and overdose response into public school curricula. It's amazing to me that we teach our kids about safe sex, how to prevent a life, but we don't teach them how to prevent a death. So every teenager, every teacher, every counselor knows exactly and should know exactly what to look for and how to act. Third, we need to expand harm reduction. Naloxone can and should be as ubiquitous as fire extinguishers. Think of every school, home, car, nightclub, restaurant, airport, and airline stocked with this life-saving antidote. It's also high time we increase investments in promising immunotherapy research so that we prevent overdoses and poisonings. Access to these life-saving tools cannot be a barrier. It must be a part of our everyday infrastructure. And there's plenty of money sitting in the state coffers in the form of opioid restitution dollars to fund these initiatives. $55 billion worth. And we must drive criminal reform. We must hold accountable those who knowingly distribute fentanyl or lace other drugs with it. Stronger penalties, fair enforcement, and swift justice will send a clear message. If you peddle poison, you will answer for every life you put at risk. None of this happens in a vacuum. Behind every initiative, every policy recommendation, every life-saving dose of naloxone, there are tireless individuals who have carried facing fentanyl forward today. I want to express my deepest gratitude to Andrea Thomas, whose vision, perseverance are the heartbeat of this movement. Andrea, I've seen you work around the clock, rallying families, negotiating with elected officials, and crafting the strategy that saved so many lives. I knew I couldn't continue this fight alone, and I couldn't think of a more capable leader to guide our next chapter. Yep. So, it is with immense pride that I announce Andrea Thomas as the Chief Executive Officer of our newly formed nonprofit, Armor Families. Yeah. Armor Families is the merger of Facing Fentanyl and Preclivity, the nonprofit I started after my son Ethan died from fentanyl poisoning. Preclivity has been successful in raising awareness through many media appearances and the launch of Joanna's Vision, a video game that we launched right here at this event last year. Preclivity also has had legislative wins in the form of mandatory placement of naloxone in public places. And alongside us is also our third co-founder, Colin Gage, the CEO of Armor Sciences, whose pioneering immunotherapy research aims to prevent drug poisoning and overdose. Colin, thank you for your collaboration and for bringing scientific innovation to our shared mission. Together, backed by a powerful board of directors, we are forging a united front. So you may wonder, why did we choose the name Armor Families? First, we want our families to be armored, protected from the ravages of addiction and the heartbreak of overdose and poisonings. Second, we intend to arm our families with awareness, knowledge, naloxone, support, and every tool necessary to combat this scourge. The name Armor Families embodies both defense and also empowerment. Today, as we unveil this new banner, we renew our commitment to shield our loved ones, to share the truth about fentanyl and other deadly synthetic drugs, and to build a future where no family suffers the loss of a child, a sibling, a parent, or a friend to this crisis. So please join us. Amplify our message, advocate for the policies we need, support our programs, donate your time, your voice, and your expertise. Together, we will accelerate progress, save more lives, and bring hope to every community. Thank you for your unwavering dedication. Thank you for believing in our unified mission. And thank you for standing with Armor families as we armor the world against the deadliest threat of our time. Let's get to work.